Good morning everyone and welcome to the Thai CC breakfast. I apologise that I'm unable to speak to you today. You probably heard I had my tonsils removed on Monday and I haven't been able to talk this week. I think there's a lot of happy people in school this week because it's been so quiet without me talking all the time. So I'm sorry I can't speak directly to you, but I thought this was the next best thing. So first of all, I just wanted to comment on what a fantastic start it's been to the school year. In my 8 years back here at NIST in a leadership role, it's definitely been the smoothest start we've experienced. And that's quite remarkable given all the changes we made and given the fact that we have all the construction happening on Soi 15. And I really just wanted to start by acknowledging that it's been such a smooth start because parents have been willing to be flexible and work with us. And we really appreciate your support and making sure that we've had the best start for the students. So on behalf of the leadership team, a big thank you for that. I'd also like to thank Kunarut and his team for all the preparation they did in getting set for the new school year. As you'll know, we've introduced a number of new entrances to the school. We've got the entrances on the Klong, and we also have the new entrance through our early years centre through the Sukhumvit Living Town apartment complex. This entrance has proved very popular with families, especially those located on the Asok side of the campus. And we just wanted to raise awareness of this today and show you how this is operating each day. So about 200 families are using this entrance, and you can access it from both Petbury Road and also Sukhumvit Road end. And we have police stationed at the entrance to help you, to assist you in turning into the building. We also have our own security team out on the street, and we have our own security team at the entrance to the early years building. As the construction moves on to the next phase, phase 2 and phase 3, we think that this is probably going to be a really good entrance for a large number of our families. One thing that we've said throughout the process, if you have feedback that you think would help us to improve our services, please do not hesitate to let us know. One such change that came about through feedback was the change to the pickup point for the shuttle service, which now leaves from the Sofitel. We have also added an additional shuttle that's leaving from Terminal 21 and travels up Asok to the Sukhumvit Living Town and also to the MRT station. After dropping passengers off at the MRT station, the bus then circles back down Soi Nana and back onto Sukhumvit Road. We hope that these additional services that we're providing, along with the extra security along the Klong from the Soi Nana Bridge and Asok Bridge, are of use to you as a community, and you can look for alternative means of transport as the construction progresses. The first phase of construction has started extremely well, and it appears as though they are already ahead of schedule. I'd like to just once again acknowledge Kunarut and also the members of our executive board for the way in which they operated in the lead up to the construction, and getting some assurances from the BMA that this project would be kept on time, and that they pushed just to have one contractor used for the entire project. We can already see the benefits of that, and we're hopeful that the entire project will finish ahead of schedule. As I mentioned earlier, we've had a very positive start to the school year, and once again I'd like to thank you for your flexibility. We took the time to survey all stakeholders in the community, our students, our parents and our teachers, and when we asked our elementary students what they'd noticed about the late start, a couple of things really stood out. About 62% of students are saying that they're getting more sleep, which is fantastic, and 75% saying that they're having a more relaxed start to the school day. As we move to our secondary students, 70% of our students were saying that they're getting more sleep with the later start, and 80% mentioned that the later start is manageable for them. As we move to our parent community, we had 408 parents respond to the survey, and we felt this was a good response from the various areas people live within Bangkok. And 81% said that the current start times are manageable for their families. And what was great to see was that 85% of parents acknowledged that their child has been more positive about the late start. When we asked our faculty about the late start, they were extremely positive. And the thing that really stood out from that section of the survey was they felt that the students have been more alert in the mornings, and they saw that carry over to the way in which the lessons function. So our teachers are extremely positive about that. As we look at the IB results from the graduating class, there's a few things that stand out immediately. Our average score of 35.4 is well above the world average and is very much in line with the average that NIST has achieved in recent years. To see over 25% of our students achieving a score of more than 40 is quite remarkable, and very few schools manage to achieve this. Furthermore, when we look at the number of bilingual diplomas at NIST, this is quite remarkable. These are students who are working at the highest levels in 2 languages, and to see 54% of our students achieving that is quite remarkable and speaks to the quality of our world language program. One of our students achieved a perfect score of 45 points. There were only 278 students worldwide out of 158,000 sitting the diploma that managed that feat. But what was most remarkable about this graduating class is there were actually 4 students predicted a perfect score and 3 achieved a 44, which in itself is just remarkable. So we are very proud of our graduating class, and it comes as no surprise that they're off to some of the leading universities around the world. When we look at our university acceptances, it's great to see just how many are being accepted, how many applications are being accepted. And when we look at those who are being accepted into the top 100 universities, that number of just over, or almost 58% is quite remarkable. But when we look at students that are being accepted into the top 25 universities around the world, that number's up on last year, and we see that it's close to 40%. And when you take time to look at the fact that their acceptance rates are somewhere between 5 and 15%, to have 40% of our students going to these universities is a true testament to the quality of a NIST education. And then finally, just to highlight a few of the universities they'll be joining, they joined this year, you can see it's a very impressive list. Equally impressive though is the diversity within the graduating class. And while we do take time to look at the top universities, more important to us is the fact that students are going to the right fit university. They're choosing courses that align with their interests. They are going into bespoke programs around the world. And for those of you who joined the graduation last year, that was truly a celebration of the diversity at NIST. Finally, a tradition of the TICC breakfast is for us to introduce new members of the leadership team. And I'm delighted to have with me today Mr. Angelo Koskinas, our Head of Secondary. Angelo's had a wonderful start to his time at NIST. He's a decisive leader who has a very clear vision for the future of learning here at the school. I know our secondary school is in very safe hands, and I'd now like to pass over to him to say a few words. Thank you everyone, great to see you.